Well, it's good morning, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret again, and I just thought this morning I'd bring you into the grow room, and I've just brought the frags out of the bathroom and placed them here. And I'll there we go, there's another one, and there are some down there, and I just thought we'd have a look at them. Actually, if I'll turn this oscillating fan off in a minute, but can you see how it the oscillating fan enables those leaves to have maximum, benefit. Now normally the frags all go on here, and they still get a good air movement because you'll see that fan actually turns into this direction here. But let me just turn that fan off. Now, it was quite a big watering day yesterday, and I'm getting myself organised, and those are some of the terracotta pots that will hang up afterwards, but I'll allow them to dry so that they don't drip on one another. And if you'll remember, I had that shelf, didn't I? This one. And I've not turned the full spectrum light on here. And I took the pots into the bathroom and placed them on the top. And blow me down if I didn't knock this shelf and one of the pots fell over. So fortunately, one of the tubs that I collect water in, the media dropped into that. And but then I thought to myself, well, that's going to be a waste of time. I can't be doing with pots falling over. That was the whole point of dismantling the shelves. So I came upon this idea just to rest this shelf over these two, and it's quite solid, that's not going to move. And then that allows me to have this area here. I've got the Sedaria japonica or Phalaenopsis japonica in that corner, which I can easily get when I've got my step. That's the large Dendrobium goldsmithianum. You see how tall that scaffolding is, because that's such an unruly plant. This is the Galliopetalum, and that's the Mackay Zygopetalum. And here we've got the little Pulcherima, and we've actually got a new little leaf forming there. So I've made use of that, and I've brought down and hanging underneath two of the Cattleyas. That's Dusky Maid by RLC Bruce Randall, that one, with the two new growths in there. And that's Pink Empress, RLC Pink Empress. And this one, of course, is the LC Bermondsey Palm with that new growth. And when I put the full spectrum light on, that cascades all around this area. So I'm getting there, I'm getting organised. I'm one of those that has to be organised. If I'm not organised, then I don't function very well. So let me sit down now. This is my little sitting area, see? I can easily sit down here now, and hopefully not knock everything over. And there we go. And you can see where at the back we've got some of the rings that are waiting for the pots to go back. So just bear with me a minute. I actually like the idea of these pots, these plastic containers that these Phragmipediums are in, without the outer pots, but I'd have to put the sleeves on because these are terrestrial, and I like to protect the roots. Now this one we're looking at is Andean Fire, and to all intents and purposes it's doing very well. If we turn it round here, but I'm not sure whether this is one of those that hasn't produced any roots yet. I mean, and you see there where pull that little bit off if I can. I might do that after. Hold on. The reason I wanted to pull those little sheaths off is because we've got roots emerging there. And you see that one there? And we've got one there. So I just need to get a little bit more top dressing on this one. You can see another root trying to come out there. And I think this one has been very slow to show me new roots inside this pot. I mean, we've got an old root there. If I remember, I think this one has actually flowered for me, believe it or not. I think there's a root there. But they're old roots. And I see we've got old roots there. And I need to see new roots. Now, whether these new roots, see, I've got a fairly new growth there. Whether the roots will come shortly, I'm not too sure. So we're going to put that one back there. Now, because I grow these in organic media, I mean, these pots are very heavy. So you've got to have a good structure, shelf, to place them on. Otherwise, your shelf will dent. So let's pick the next one. This big one we're looking at now is Grande. This is one, I think the last one also came from Ed, of Ed's Orchids. And if I gently just manoeuvre down, we've got a toot there from there. The remnants of a leaf. And I did notice that, let me just see in there, oops, behind there. There we go. That's a root. So I try to keep those newly emerging roots covered. And this one has gone absolutely berserk because I've shown you this one before. And that's an old root, you see, and then it's branched and it's gone all the way down there. And which is the best way to turn it? This is a biggie, this one is. There we go, you see. Now I don't know whether I'm the only one who grows the Phragmipediums in this kind of method, but once they've accepted it, sorry, am I in the light? I mean, look, and if I turn it round here, again, look at the roots, really attractive roots, and you can see all the hairs. And there was another place this morning, let me just gently turn it round, there's another one, you see. With two, oh, there's three. Let's just get this corner. No, 1, 2, 3. And it might be in one of the others that I've seen another emerging root. So I do know that they like this method. Now I only water with rainwater. These have been given a flush this morning, and yesterday they were fertilised with the rain mix, flushed, and then they've been flushed again today. So today's Saturday, so on Monday I'll be repeating that process all over again. So this one we're just checking out now is one that a seedling that I had from Burnham's in 2018. And that's Phragmipedium Mary Bess. And this one's loving it. Again, there, and you just see a new root just peeping through there. That worried me. but that's algae. And I cover this up now, and then can you see how the roots, that one's found that level down there. Oops. And we go around there, and we go and we follow it round, and it's heading down into that reservoir. And if we come round this way, this is a big one. This is very, very big. There we go again, you see, all the way through there. I've not got this fully covered yet, but it seems to be alright with this amount of media in. And with that one there, that root there, comes out, goes down, all the way to the bottom. I don't know what I'm going to do when these completely exhaust the length of these containers, because look at that. I wouldn't like to have bigger ones. Well, the bigger you go, the more media it takes, and the heavier they go. Look at and you see there, 1 root, 2 roots, 3 roots. Oh, sorry, 2. 1, 2. 2 little growing tips there. And so, you know, there comes to a point where it's difficult to handle. And these are just about at my limit. So that's Phragmipedium Mary Best. Now, at what point these will grow, start to flower, I have no idea. No idea at all. Now, the one we're looking at now is Phragmipedium Garum Weaver. This is one of Ed's. And I do believe this might have flowered for me. I can't remember. But we've got a nice little root just coming out of that area there. And you wouldn't think that these were flushed about half an hour ago. And I thought this one was really struggling with roots, but I've got a new growth there, look. That's coming up nicely now. And you see, I've got this root here, and this root coming through here, which goes all the way down into that reservoir. But I think that's the only roots. And but this cascades forward and just loves the air movement. Phragmipedium lasverinus. And again, I'm waiting patiently. I don't think this will flower yet. I've got to have another growth. But while it's producing the roots, excuse the light, I'm trying to get out of your light. While it's producing these good roots, I'm not overly bothered, because I just think, well, if it's producing roots, that means that it's happy, it's getting all these new roots, and it'll be taking up all that nutrient, and eventually, there's another one, you see. We will get, with patience, we will get flowers. So that's another one of the big ones. Now this particular one, Phragmipedium richteri, has definitely bloomed for me. Although at the moment, this is the newest growth. The other one died back and I removed that. And so I'm hopeful now. This is in a slightly smaller pot, and it has got roots. And it's in this smaller pot, and it stays inside this outer one. And it seems to be very healthy. I just cover up the base like this in case there's any emerging roots, and that's a little bit of charcoal on the top. So we'll just have to wait for next year. But if I can keep them healthy like this, eventually, because I don't need to disturb them, all these are in inorganic media, and to all intents and purposes, except for outgrowing this particular pot, it should be able to stay here as long as it's continually flushed. Then there's no reason why it can't remain in this media for a long time. This is one of those smaller leafed ones, and this one's Phragmipedium rothianum. Again, this was bought as a seedling, 2nd of February 17, and this was refreshed 12th of the 12th. 12th 20, and it's only in one of these small pots. The reason being, this has finer roots, and now is this one that hasn't produced any roots yet. I know I've got an old root there. Let's have a look. It does take them a while to adjust, but once they do adjust, I can see it's growing a new centre leaf now. So hopefully the newly emerging leaves won't be damaged like these are. But we just have to be patient. Right, another one of Ed's, Phragmipediums, and it was cleaned December 20. So let's hope now that it will settle and start producing new roots. I mean, I have roots, but I need it to start producing new roots. Now, I'm not sure whether the new roots come with the new growths. I'm not sure, but we live in hope. This one we're looking at now is is an OID. I think Ed thinks it could be Schroederi, and it was brought back as a tiny little seedling, maybe 3 inches in length, from Madeira, and there we go. That's when I've changed it, and I think September 19 I put it into a smaller pot, and in January 20 I don't know what I did then, because I was going to say I thought I'd cleaned the media, but it doesn't look as though I have, because that looks as though it's the remnants of the fish, blood and bone. So time passes, you know, and you forget. And so, like I say, we've got a few leaves that are worse for wear, but this newly emerging centre leaf looks to be fine, and we turn it round, we've got a root down here in the reservoir, and it goes all the way round down there, and it comes through here as well. So you see, that's the old growth here, which will eventually die off this part. That's the new growth. So I'm hoping from that new growth will emerge some nice new roots. Last but not least, Phragmipedium andrete times Orchids. Again bought from Burnham's, and as a tiny seedling, and this has been repotted and cleaned in the new media, and we've got a little fine root going through there. That new growth appears to be fine, and see, we've got an old root comes through there and travels through there, and that's about it with that one. I don't think I can see anything else with this media. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I mean, it appears to be quite healthy. This must have been the first of the growths, and as with all Phragmipediums, they do shed their old leaves, their old fans, or whatever you want to call them, and then the next growth appears. So I mean, Phragmipediums aren't everybody's cup of tea because they can grow quite big, and they do require a lot of attention. I mean, these get flushed and watered and fertilised every other day. So fortunately for me, I only cross the landing and they go into the bathroom, which is quite easy. If I had to lift and carry these up and down stairs, I don't know what my back would be like, I'm sure. Now I'm going to finish this video not on a Phragmipedium, but on this Maxillaria. Maxillaria Memoria bembellina. And I've really struggled with this. I've had it on a branch, I've had it in a pot, and I remembered I'd got this spare tall container that I use for the frags, and I just thought to myself, well, I'm going to plant this Maxillaria in here. And I don't know whether I put a date on my label, I can't think. Let's just see if I did. I mean, it's not imperative. No. But it's got to have been in this container now a good fortnight, 3 weeks. And I got lots of roots. Look at these roots. But they weren't active. Can you see them all? So I thought, well, no more ado. I mean, I'm not going to lose anything if by trying this. I mean, the thing is with orchid growing, sometimes it's just by sheer flukes that you'll get the conditions right, and if you don't get it right, of course the orchid will tell you. But this one, I do like this in the sense that it's lower down and it comes up and it cascades over, and it's got all this now, all this room to grow inside this inorganic media. And it's one of those now, it's a case of, well, you either sink or you swim, because I don't know what else I can do for you. I mean, people grow these like weeds, but so far I've not been able to grow it like a weed. Anyway, let me just turn around. So these are the frags down there, and this one will go underneath on that shelf. And if I gently turn you round, just so we don't all get dizzy, let me just turn that full spectrum light on, and these are where the big frags go. And you see them all? And I'm going to put those black covers on now, and then I'll be back in a minute. So this is how they'll look with the cover on, that I made out of one of Keith's old shirts, and I don't think I need to put that outer cover on, and in which case then it'll be easier to manage them. So thank you for joining me on this Phragmipedium update, and we'll be back soon. Bye bye now.